Welcome back to the mat. We are going to do a little bit of work on our stomachs today, some neck movements, shoulder blade movements, and we'll get a plank in there as well. So come on down to your forearms. So you're gonna be stomach on the mat, forearms propped, and we're gonna start with just a little bit of head movement. So first, let yourself look down in between your forearms. So your gaze is towards the mat, and you're gonna let your jaw drop down, and then you're going to pull your chin back up. So my eyeballs stay looking at the same spot as I let my chin drop down. And then as I pull back up, my eyeballs still look at the same spot, and I'm almost giving myself a little bit of a double chin. I feel like I'm pulling my jaw backwards towards my skull as I pull up, and then I'm letting that jaw drop down as I lower. Let's just do one more. From here, pull back a little bit, and now we're going to move the nose and the eyeballs up and down. So imagine you have a ball under your nose, and you're going to push the ball towards the wall in front of you, eyes come up, and then you're going to pull the ball back down. As you do this, just be a little bit mindful about what your shoulders are doing as well. So my shoulders aren't really changing here. I'm not letting my chest drop down or get further away. They're just staying pretty static as I'm going through this. Getting this nice full lift and look up, and then nodding the chin back down towards the chest. And this should feel relatively nice just to move the neck here. A little stretch in both directions. Last one. And then we'll come back down, kind of eyeballs looking at the mat again. From here, we're gonna push our imaginary ball left to right. So slide that ball towards one shoulder, and then pull it back down towards the center. Slide it towards the opposite shoulder, and back to center. As I'm doing this again, nothing is changing in my upper body. I still feel very active there, almost like I'm gently pressing the mat into the floor below me to maintain just a little bit of lift in my rib cage. My legs are active here as well. Slight push down into the tops of my feet. Let's do one more in each direction. And then we'll give the head a rest. Head can come to whatever position feels good for you to hang out in. And now we are going to move the shoulder blades. So let your chest kind of almost collapse towards the floor. Gravity is letting your shoulder blades push towards one another. And now push your arms into the mat to widen across the back. As you let the chest come toward the floor, the shoulder blades glide towards the spine. As you push actively into the floor, the shoulder blades separate and slide towards your armpits. I'm also feeling as the shoulder blades come together, more of my rib cage is on the mat. As I push away, less of my rib cage is on the mat. And I'm almost thinking about pushing with my armpits as I drive that floor down. Last one. And then we'll give that upper body a little break. You can make a pillow for your head with your hands here. And now we're gonna do a leg lower and lift. So keeping the waistband flat, you can do that by slightly tucking your tail under so you feel a gentle pressure of your pubic bone into the mat. Now I'm going to lift one leg up off the mat. And then I'm going to lower it back down. And I'm going to alternate sides. Now, as I'm doing this, my waistband is staying flat to the ground. So I'm not lifting and rotating to get that leg as high as I can. I'm really focusing on the thigh bone moving in the socket and that lift coming right below the butt cheek. And you can also think about the length here. So as I lift the thigh bone, I'm also trying to scrape my toenails on the wall behind me. So my leg is as long as possible as I go for that lift. Let's go for one more on each side. Check in. Are we still gently pushing the pubic bone down into the mat? Last one. And lower all the way down. From here, you're going to slide your hands underneath your armpits. Head is down on the mat. And we're going to go up into a full extension. So right away, I'm trying to pick the front of my shoulders off the mat. So I already have a little bit of pressure between my shoulder blades. Now, I'm going to think about lifting my head and pushing that imaginary ball forward. I'm lifting my shoulder blades. I'm not really pushing through my hands a lot here. Look, I can actually hover my hands. And then as I get into more of my full extension, I'm going to push down through my hands to get up as high as feels comfortable for me today. And then I'm going to lower back down, pulling the elbows nice and tight to the body, slowly bringing the head back to the mat. We'll do that 3 more times. So think about starting to push the ball forward with your nose. Shoulder blades are gently hugging behind you. How high could you lift without your hands? Then start to find the pressure through the hands. Nice and long through the front of the hips as well here. Legs are still actively pressing down into the floor. Narrow elbows bend. Trying to pull yourself a little further towards the top of your mat. Last 2. Collect the shoulder blades. Push your ball. Pull the sternum up. Press through the hands. And then reverse that. Elbows bend. As you descend, how light can you be on your hands as you start to bring the chest and the head to the mat? Last one. Shoulder blades gather around your racer back. Find that intention in the push of your nose forward. Hands press when you need them. And then all the way down with control. Once you are down to the mat, go ahead and push yourself back into a child's pose. Sitting hips back towards your heels, have a little moment in that flexion after all of that lovely extension. And then we're going to end with a plank. So place those hands underneath the shoulders. Take a moment, think about that shoulder blade work we did earlier. We're not collapsing, we're not pushing as hard as we can, we're kind of somewhere in the middle. And now once you have that shoulder blade connection, you're going to step 1 foot back, toes are tucked under on the mat, step the other foot back to meet it. You're in your long plank position, and we're going to hold right here. Heels are reaching back actively. You're thinking about long legs because you're squeezing your butt cheeks and the front of your legs. Gaze is down at the mat. Strong arms here. Keep pushing down through the floor. And then bend those knees. Awesome. All right, that was your work on your stomach on the mat. Hopefully you enjoyed it, you feel a little looser, and I'll see you next time.